I got to just say, I have a really, really good friend out there in Vegas, and I just found out that he is okay. And I imagine a lot of people are waking up to the same thing. Everyone knows people in Vegas. A lot of people know people that work in Vegas and are reacting that same way. So hopefully we're getting a lot of good news today for people out of Chicago. Obviously, a huge tragedy in Vegas. I'm here with Courtney and Melody. How you guys doing this morning?
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Melody.
Good morning.
Obviously, you just heard about what was happening, too. You worked through the overnight hours. What are your reactions?
My heart broken. I feel sad about what happened up there in Vegas. Like, it's just crazy.
Courtney, you were talking about that you go to Vegas for fun and enjoy.
Vegas just to turn up, to have fun. So to experience something like that, it makes you not even want to go outside, like go travel, because you be like,
It make you not want to go to Vegas no more.
because you be like, why am I going there if it's going to be something like this? Because you already see this in Chicago, so to see it in Vegas, it just makes you think.
It makes you think, it does. And when you walk around the streets anywhere, it gives you, at least it gives me a sense, I don't know if you feel the same way, are we safe anywhere? That's kind of what I feel like.
Right. You're not safe nowhere nowadays.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
Well, I think one thing we're going to try to do today, and I know as a community we all try and rally, help people in Vegas, help people locally. And we're going to pick up your tab today, and what I ask you guys to do is pay it forward. Maybe we all can pay it forward today. Be kind to people out there today. So I think that's something we all can do.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we can all rally together in a way.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to stick together as one.
They help each other out.
Yeah, help each other out. Absolutely. All right, guys. Obviously, this is what we're going to be talking about all morning long in the coming weeks. I think the first reaction people have is just kind of shock. And I'm here with Kent. You're with the Pacific Guard and Mission. You're on your way to work this morning.
Yeah.
Kent, what's your reaction here?
My reaction is my heart just goes out for the people and the family of those people. But my heart also goes out for the person that did it, because I don't know what drove him to do this, but I pray that he gets help. And I pray for help for the people. It was senseless. There's nothing I can ever see that would make me take another person's life, multiple people's lives. There are too many institutions out here that offer help for that. People sometimes feel that people don't care, but people do care. That's one of the reasons I work Pacific Guard Mission, to show people that we do care, that there's help, that there's someone out here that will want to help you. I just ask that people be considerate, of each other during a time like this, because some people act off emotions and let the emotions dictate their actions.
Right.
And that we just, try to share peace.
I think one of the things we were talking about before we went on the air is that this is a very layered issue in our society today, and there's going to be time to talk about politics in the coming days, of course, and the repercussions of this. But there are just so many layers to this thing. We have so many areas where we need to improve in, and as people, as a country.
Yeah, there are so many areas, and I'm not just speaking about politics. I'm just talking about people being people, the way we treat each other on our jobs, then employees and employers, and then just day-to-day living, walking by and by. You can see a person and they can look disparaged or, homeless or something like that, but for the grace of God, there go you. And, a lot of people, they shy away and everything like that, but you just don't know how much a good morning could change the course of action. The person that did this senseless action, we don't know what was going on. Right. Then it boils down, also, he might have been mentally challenged.
Right.
And healthcare is such in a disparaging state right now.
Yeah, we could go down so many different layers of that sort of thing. I think obviously our immediate reaction is just sadness, of course, fear in our own lives as well. I'm here with Janet, and Janet, I think you have the same expression that a lot of us have when you turned on the TV this morning, right?
Yes, I did. I was very shocked.
Yeah. You said you've been to Vegas. You go every year.
I go every year, sometimes twice a year.
I think a lot of people have a connection to Vegas. A lot of people go there for big events or for a night out. Have you ever felt unsafe in Vegas? Did that thought ever cross your mind when you're walking the streets?
No, it hasn't.
Yeah. So beyond the shock, then, what were your kind of walk us through your next thoughts?
Basically, when I turned on the TV, I was just shocked that anything like this ever happened in Vegas, because nothing like this has happened. And it's just like, I'm just dumbfounded. I just don't understand what's going on.
I know people immediately then, after the gut reaction, then there's sadness, of course. I mean, so many people tragically lost their lives. I know a lot of people reaching out to friends and family out there. I mean, any thoughts on that sort of, the human loss obviously is that next sort of sadness that overtakes a lot of us.
It was just extremely, I was just really shocked because, like I said, nothing ever happened like this, and people losing their lives over stupid, stuff. It's just It's just ridiculous.
Jana, thanks so much for sharing your time with us this morning.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think, and then that shock where it just keeps on coming over and over again, and as that death toll continues and hopefully doesn't rise anymore, I think that is what a lot of today is. It's just reflection, thinking about the loved ones out there, the people that are lost and their loved ones. So, you mentioned the shock that people have, and there's some good news this morning, obviously a ton of bad news. I'm actually talking with Mary here, and Mary, you have some good news, right? Because your daughter lives out there.
Yes, my daughter, my play daughter, and my relatives out there, they all doing good.
They're all
Thank
safe?
you, Jesus. They in Henderson.
Yeah, I imagine that must have been before you knew. Were you worried? Was your heart torn?
Yes, it was.
Lisa, I found you on the street and was chatting with you. You hadn't heard the news yet, and if you don't mind me saying, when I told you, you kind of took a step back and your eyes went wide. Why don't you talk about your reaction that you had?
Because it's just another sad day for, in a way, terrorism. And I just pray for the families. It's like we're kind of getting immune to it because it happens so often. We have to pray for the families, and that's the most important thing, and keep them in our prayers.
I think that is one of the tragic things, and a couple other people have said the same thing. When these shootings happen, and now that unfortunately they're happening over and over again, these mass shootings, you do get immune to it. And I imagine that it needs to be on all of us to remember these people and help their image and their memory live on. Any other thoughts and reactions that you guys had this morning?
It's scary because the Bible speaks of this already. It been forewrote already in the Bible that we was going to be destroyed by terrorism and different things.
Certainly a lot of people go into religion and hopefully for peace and those sorts of things. Yeah. But there's a lot of different reactions we're having out there this morning. Shock is the first one. And again, when I told Lisa, I think it's that image that we all had, whether we got on the TV or whether we looked on the phone.